day. I'm going to stay off camera because I'm still working.
No problem. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today, I don't know why it's just showing me just Courtney's no camera view. Okay, there we go.
Morning.
Morning, Thursday. What's everybody? I feel like, if you guys are able to join at 10 a.m., you must have a pretty flexible schedule
Ish.
ish.
I'm working at night, so I have time in the morning.
Okay, nice. I'd love a flexible schedule. Like I have my cacao, my teapot. Like this is just this is how I like to start my morning. My dog is waiting for her
Look
walk.
at your dog.
She's just gonna wait there until we're done.
What's her name?
Aura, of course. She's a sweetie, but she like this is usually our walk time, so she's just like, let's go. Um,
Well,
so she'll
she's not responding to the W word, so that's a good sign, right?
Yeah, I don't really use that word with her, like, because it's like, it amps dogs up, so she doesn't really have any idea what that means. But her leash, if she sees her leash, she knows what's happening.
She's like,
But yeah, then she's like, we're going. Okay, so yesterday when I was like, kind of sitting with what we are gonna do today, I had the thought we were gonna do energy, and then it just wasn't coming through. And I kept sort of being redirected back to check in, like basically check in. Where's everybody at with their action? Where's everybody at with their step? Where are you kind of hitting blocks so that we can together work through those things? And then tomorrow we're going to do energy. I think that would be a better flow. So today, so we're going to talk a little about action first. And because we live in the physical world, our physical world, in order for us to experience our manifestation in reality, in order for us to experience the thing we want in reality, not just in our minds, we need to speak the language of our physical world, which is action. The language of manifesting is action. And so that's how we take our thought and we make it an actual thing, is we take action on it. So a lot of times if we're not getting what we're wanting, then what we're doing, let's say, is we're taking our thought and we're taking action on a thought that isn't what we want, which is why in our physical world, we're not getting that, because the action we're taking is actually away from what we want. So what we want to do to have what it is that we want is to take action towards it. So physical manifestation requires physical 3D action. And then tomorrow we're going to do energy. And so the language of the universe is energy. So the universe speaks in energy, the physical world speaks in action. And so because it's a co-creation, we want to be able to harness both of those things. And then the pieces that we have been doing so far, the thoughts, the beliefs, and the emotions, those are the alignment tasks that make it really easy to take action. So a lot of the reasons why we're not taking action is because our beliefs, our thoughts, our emotions are out of alignment with our action step. And so when we can have those things in alignment, it's a lot easier to take action. This is why all those pieces are that how they kind of all go together, if that makes sense. That makes sense? Okay, so I kind of want to do a check-in with each of us. I want to give everyone a chance to kind of say, where are you at with your action step this week, a step that you took, and there's no shame in the game here. Okay. So if you're like, I didn't do shit, like that's fine. We're gonna see where are you stuck. And that is really how we're gonna take what we're learning and apply it. So if you're like, I told myself this. Okay, now we're identifying a thought pattern. What is a more aligned thought? I was feeling afraid. Okay, now we've identified an emotion. How are you going to be with that emotion to process it and move through? So like we want to really see the step you did take, yay, so we can be like, good for you, amazing. Where you got stuck, what tasks you've been practicing, or what tasks you want to practice in terms of like the alignment pieces, and what next step you're going to take. Okay. So I can kind of start for myself. I think my alignment, what I wanted to do was go to the bank and do all that kind of stuff. So I went to the bank, did all that. got my tax stuff started, which I can like feel myself doing it and being like, my mind's like, let's go do something else. And I'm like, no, I want to get this done. It's going to be amazing to get this done. So bringing my attention focus back, but like filling out that all my tax stuff is honestly the worst. So the way that I make that enjoyable for me is I put on a podcast and I like just remind myself when I get this done, it's going to feel so good. So that's where I've kind of been with that. Where I've been getting stuck is just the thought of like, I don't really want to do this. And then reminding myself that this is really going to be a big action piece to create a foundation for more growth to come upon it. And so that keeps me aligned where I refocus my thought. And then my next step would be to complete it. I haven't fully completed everything. So by the Friday, I'm going to have it all complete. And so who wants to go next? A step where you're at with your action step this week, a step you took, where you're stuck, what tasks you've been practicing, and what your next step is. And so we'll each get a chance to share.
I can start.
Okay, go ahead.
So as you can see, I'm sitting still in my home studio, which I've made. So I started off with my action very early, and I finished also actually. So I had to record my song. So I did that, and happened I think by Tuesday itself. But then after that, I'm trying to still question that can something be more embellished? Can I add more fantasy? So sometime I feel that whatever I did the first time is good, and sometime after a few hours I feel no. So I'm in that tussle. But so yeah, sometimes I feel that whatever came instantly was that the perfect thing, or I can still do that. So I don't know if it is just a part of this work. So that's where I am at.
Okay. So interesting. So I want to make an interesting like distinguisher that I think is I find helpful because we'll say, sometimes I feel like, and then we're saying a thought, not a feeling. So you actually want to recognize that you're thinking, is this good enough? Basically, it's sort of what the thought is that you're
Yeah,
presenting. Is this good enough? Okay. And so you want to say, is like the thought, is this good enough? And then you want to take that thought and you want to answer it yes or no, basically. We don't want to make it this thing that just keeps playing in our mind as a question. If your mind is asking a question, answer it. Yes, it's good enough. Or no, I want to improve on this, this, and this. And then just do it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
As
yeah.
opposed to, go
And
ahead.
just to give a little bit of context, like what I'm trying to say is that my own song, when I'm listening in my car while driving, I feel sounding great. And then maybe I use in another speaker, then I feel that okay, some part is missing. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. And then so then you either identify what is missing and add it, or you don't. Like we really
Yeah,
want to make it as simple as possible. You don't want to keep spinning in the question. Just go
yeah,
from the question to the answer. Is this good enough? Yes. Done. Is this good enough? No. What do I want to add? Add it. Do you know what I mean? Like make it
right.
this is how we can take our thought out of our head in this spinny way. So one thing I'll maybe put in the chat. If your mind is asking a question, answer it. Okay, don't leave it in the question form, kind of just moving around in your mind without an answer. If you're like, is this good enough? Yes, done. Is this good enough? No. Where do I want to improve? Improve it. Like literally make it that streamlined.
Yeah, you are right. And while you're saying, what I'm thinking is, I know there are subsequent action items after this step, so maybe I should start working on those, come back at this later. So yeah,
Okay, so with that being said, what's your next step that you're going to take?
I would say is that because I said that I'm giving this week to record my song, so I still have like few couple of more time. I might split my time between starting to plan my next step and then revisit this still a couple of times because I have made delta changes after experimenting a lot of stuff. So I send my song to some of my artist friend as well who are helping me, who won't release it anywhere. So they gave some feedback. Some of those are good, some of those are not in alignment with what I think. So
Perfect. And then just take
Yeah.
it and implement it. Don't get caught up so much in the questioning. Literally, yes, no, what do I need to do? Do it. Like literally make it that
Yeah,
streamlined. Okay.
you're right. Yeah, because the day before yesterday in your exercise, my challenge was that I was having a feeling of unsurety whether it will work or not. So I think I have to just do the action what I can do and focus on, yeah, leave the result on something else. Yeah.
Yes. And just another piece to that, because you are saying feeling of uncertainty. The thing again I want to go back to is processing the misaligned feeling and making a decision from a more aligned feeling. So if you're like, I feel afraid, I feel uncertain, go into that feeling and process it using the meditation that I sent out. And then with that clarity, decide from there. So like once the feeling might just be self-doubt, it might just be along that line. It might not actually be a genuine feeling of, is this good enough? It might just be coming from that fear place. So process that emotion. Don't make a decision from it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Remember, we want to make decisions from aligned thoughts and feelings. And so if you have a feeling or a thought that's out of alignment, then you want to process it first and then make a decision from the aligned place. Okay, so that when our mind's asking a question, answer it. Is this good? Yes. Is this not good? No. What needs to improve? Go from there. That's it. You're making a decision from a very aligned place of clarity and not from like spiraling. Okay. Okay. Who wants to share something? Oh, sorry, Sandeep, what's your next step?
So yeah, my next step is to spend the rest of the time in this week to still try to finish whatever I've recorded and then start planning for the next step after this.
Okay, beautiful. Finish what you have recorded. Love it. Okay. Okay, who wants to share next? Let me go back to my questions here. Mm-mm-mm. Um, the step you took, where you're stuck, what tasks you've been practicing, and your next step. And everybody's off camera because they're running from the action. Get back on camera. I will find you. Helene, do you want to go? You took your mute off.
Yeah.
Okay, share.
So I changed my challenge.
Mhm.
So I changed because when you were like speaking, there's one thing that was resonating more with me. It's like that I wanted to open like a YouTube channel.
Yes, I
And
can
it's been
so
like
see that
for
for you.
it's been for like so like I think like 10 years that I want to do it. Even
Girl.
even when I came into Canada, I opened like I bought the camera. I booked I bought the computer, and I was like, just like spending all this money, I will do it, but I never did it. Um, so I don't know, like there's so many, I think, blockages around doing it. I did just one video like 3 years ago and then never again.
Mhm.
So my challenge was like the first thing was like to open a new YouTube channel, just like start new. And I didn't do it. Um, I think it's always like I find like excuses. Like for example, this week was like I had like my back pain, so I was like going to try to like going to doctor like so I was like, oh, I don't have time. And then when I don't have this, it's like always like I don't know. It's like my work took so much energy from me that I don't have like the time to do it. Um, I don't know. Like I'm gonna think like why people gonna look at my videos? Like what's gonna be the like the like am I gonna be like interesting? Like my video is gonna be interesting or like so I think I have like so much blockages around this.
Okay. And it sounds like you've been sort of in this for, you said 10 years, which is why I think, for me, sometimes when I present this work, I know that our minds even tell us, I have to process my emotions and I have to do these things. And for me, I'm like, when we are intentional with how we're moving through things, it's so much quicker. So people are like, I got to do a 10-minute meditation. And it's like that 10 minutes versus 10 years is like, doesn't even, you know what I mean? Like it just makes it so that we stay in alignment, and our alignment makes things move a lot quicker. I always say, like in hypnosis, there's a phrase that we use, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And so we want to be intentional, and our intentions might feel like we're taking little steps, but there are this, I would like the steps that we're taking are taking us towards what we want. And it might feel like we're moving slow, but we're moving smoothly because we're moving intentionally, and then we're going to move quickly. And so even though you're like, people are like, oh, 10 minutes of meditation, or I have to process my thoughts, and that's going to take time. Yeah, but it's going to take less time than 10 years of not doing that, right? So I would say intention is like a quantum leaper. And so what it sounds like here is, so if you were to say what you're noticing are your thoughts. So this is where we can maybe go. So what would be a more aligned thought than why are people going to look at my videos, let's say. So that's again, your mind is asking you a question. And so how would you want to answer that question?
So why are people gonna look at my videos? Um, because they learn something from my videos.
Love it. What are they going to learn?
Mm, anything, like for example, because I'm from France, so if I show like how my life is in Toronto, or if I read a book and I get inspired to do a video about this book and talk about it, because I read like a lot of books about like spirituality and all this stuff. So if I can share this too, and also like show like how is my life in Toronto, maybe I can like, I don't know, inspire people, or uh like show people, answer the question like if they planning to come or whatever to travel.
Mm-hmm. Love it. And so there's the answer. So when your mind is asking a question, why are people going to look at my videos? You literally answer it because they're going to learn something from my videos. I'm going to inspire people to travel. I have this information from these books that are literally for me, when it comes to those kind of things, I'm like, it's not even my opinion. These are just truths. Like, you're really just sharing truths when it comes to like spirituality and those kind of things. It's not even your opinion, really. It's like, this is just a fact. And so when your mind is asking a question, answer the question that it's asking, because your mind's just looking for some clarity around, okay, why are we doing this? And you're like, this is why we're doing it. Oh, okay. Now we can move forward into why we're doing this. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But then I have the blockages, like I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, I did some videos, like I was like filming myself and then what I was doing. And then I didn't like it because I was like, it's not like authentic enough. Like I'm not really being myself, but it's like normal because it's not something I'm that used to. So I was like, no, I don't like it. I want to be like really myself doing
Mm-hmm.
videos. I don't want to act like, I just want to be myself. Like for example, if I don't have like makeup, or if I don't know, my hair is not done, I don't care. But I'm not like this. I want to be like perfect. So I don't like this because I don't like to watch like YouTubers who are like perfect. I like when they're like just themselves, and you can relate, like they're like kind of like your friends. Or so I'm like, why I'm trying to be perfect? Because I don't like watching people who try to be perfect.
And if you're not perfect, how's that a problem?
I don't know, maybe people gonna judge. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And so again, going into, okay, when I think about not being perfect, how does that make me feel? Afraid. I'm sure there's some emotion in there. And so then you want to take that step into process. Again, going back to all of these pieces are going to keep us in alignment. And so if you're noticing there's a fear, and you're noticing that there's a thought, then you want to take those things that are showing up and do the processes, like do the changing the thought around what's a more aligned thought, or answering the question of what your thought is presenting. And if you're like, oh, there's fear coming up, let me do the meditation and process the fear. Because when we put our thoughts and our emotions in alignment, then we can take action. And so right now, it's a perfect example of, I have a thought that's out of alignment. questioning whether people are going to care what I'm saying. And then I have an emotion out of alignment. I'm afraid of being judged. And so you want to just literally take those two pieces, do those two alignment tasks, the meditation and the changing the thought, and continue to align those things so you can align your action. Does that make sense? So is that helpful?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say you have this thought, our people are going to judge me if I'm not perfect, let's say. There's a fear there, so you want to process that fear with the meditation. And then you want to take this, what you said here, why are people going to look at my videos? Because they're going to learn something from my videos, and I'm going to inspire people to travel. So those are your new aligned thoughts, and then you're going to align your fear by doing that meditation to process it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure the mind is activated right now because it's like, oh shit, we're going to have to do this. Again, that's just the unprocessed fear. It's because I'm telling you this while there's still fear there. And so when you process the fear, and if I was to tell you this after you've done the meditation, you would be more receptive of, I'm going to do this, but right now the I'm going to do this still activates a fear. That's all. You just haven't processed the fear yet. That's why your mind's like, oh shit, it's just because of the fear. So this is what we want to be mindful of. These things are not in our way. They're actually showing us the way. When you think about your YouTube channel and this thought comes up and this fear comes up, these are the two things along your path that are like, process me, and you will be closer to your YouTube channel. That's really all that it's presenting as. So you want to just be like, oh, this thought comes up. Let me answer the question. Oh, this emotion comes up. Let me process it. Now I'm closer to my channel. Like that's really all that is I would say what's in the way is the way. So just follow it as if it's directing you, not as if it's deflecting you. Okay? When you think YouTube channel and fear comes up, this fear is how I get closer. Process it, I'm closer. Okay? So that's what I would say. I would assign your next step as doing that meditation and then letting us know tomorrow how you felt after you process that fear.
Okay.
Okay? Because it's here for you. It hasn't left you 10 years. It hasn't left you. So we just want to do the intentional action steps. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Love it. Anyone else want to come on? Where'd you guys go? Can't see you.
I can say mine.
Okay, Courtney, share. Oh yeah, you're all still here. Okay, you're just not on camera. I was like, everybody just left.
Yeah, no, I'm just not on camera because, like I said, I'm just working. So my goal was to start my hero's journey. So the hero's journey, what it is it's basically like this book and like this full course that my aunt had given me, which she's like an amazing mentor to me for business. So I wanted to start working on that, and I've been wanting to work on it for so long, and I've kind of put it off, but my action towards that is it's still there. I haven't fully like started it yet, but the intention behind my goal is to become a better business person and be more confident in my skills. Okay. What my skills are is like my arts, and I just want to be able to start making money off of that kind of thing.
And so go ahead, sorry, keep going.
So with that being said, I didn't start the chapter yet, but I have started working on some commission pieces.
Love it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a step. Yeah, I was able to get something, and I'm not going to be like sitting behind fear thinking like, well, if I post this kind of stuff, like people might not like it, because there's obviously people out there that do.
Which is a much more aligned thought. There are people out there that do much more aligned thought. So just that sounds like a very aligned thought. There are people out there that like this stuff.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And kind of even like when Helene was saying like she wants to show up authentically, right? And she doesn't want to be fake. The thing is like about even what she was saying is there's going to be somebody out there that can relate to what you're doing. There's somebody out there that's going to be like, you know what, I like that because that's authentic to me, or that's like my style, and that's gonna, so I want to kind of stand true to myself. Yeah. Again,
I love that other aligned thought. I'm standing true to myself. Those thoughts are going, again, when we're thinking about how other people are going to receive us, we're externalizing our power, and it makes for insecurity because we can't really gauge for all the thoughts and opinions of others. And like I was saying previously, it really is just showing to us our own thoughts. And so when we're seeing whatever we think other people are going to think is showing us our own thoughts. So we can be like, oh, I have a thought that people aren't going to like this. Oh, I have a thought, and for me, I'm saying, that can be when I just take that back and it's in my own thought, in my own mind, what's a more aligned thought? And Courtney, you presented a good one. There are people out there who are going to like this. People like all sorts of things, right? Like, so it's like there are people out there who are going to love that. There's actually a YouTube channel. Um, and I forget exactly what it is, but it's literally just a guy standing and smiling. And I'm pretty sure it's called Standing and Smiling. And this guy has like millions of followers and subscribers, and he just stands and smiles in like different places every time, every video. And he has so many subscribers and followers and it's just called Standing and Smiling. Like, you know what I'm saying? So people like a variety of different things. I think it's a really a good aligned thought. But then Courtney, where are you stuck on your hero's journey thing? What's
with the hero's journey, I know so with this course, it's a lot of people that are in business that are already like
so what are you
business
telling yourself about
managers
that?
of
What are you
big
making that mean?
companies. Pardon me?
What are you making that mean?
So I'm kind of intimidated by it, like jumping into it, knowing that like I'm going to be part of like study groups and having to speak with people that are they're in charge of like multi-million-dollar companies, right?
And what are you telling yourself about that? What's the
And
thought?
that I don't belong there. That I don't belong there. So what I'm trying to say is with me trying to work on my art and kind of have that as like a side hustle thing, my main goal is to be able to branch off with what I'm doing professionally in my career and be able to build that up.
But we just want to we want to go to this thought. This thought is misaligned. I don't belong there. What's a more aligned truth?
That everybody was in the same place as me at one time, and that's why we're all here together.
Oh, I love that, which is one of my favorite things to do is to go to see someone in their end and go back to their beginning and be like, they only had one subscriber. They only had one person at their live. So when I was doing this, I was like, if only one person comes, I already have learned from so many people that when one person came to their thing, they were like, I just showed up like it was full. And so everyone has their first. I love looking at people's first and being like, this is what their beginning looked like. So I'm going to compare my beginning to their beginning because I know where it took them. They're a multimillionaire with a massive business now. So I'm going to follow that path, right? And so for you saying everyone's in the same place, how does that make you feel when you say that?
I try to find comfort in that, even though there's still some doubt in the back of my mind saying like, yeah, but they have more experience than you. And you were kind of given this opportunity from somebody that was already held in a higher position. So they're going to.
And what's the point of the opportunity for you?
The opportunity for me is for me to be able to build myself within my career and potentially stand as a manager and have people work under me.
And so you're learning.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah. So then when you're entering that space, you're telling yourself you're supposed to be where those people are, as opposed to being like, I'm learning from these people. Like you're literally walking into that space as a learner. And I think the more that you can reframe it around from I don't belong here to I'm here to learn. It's like, you walk into a class and the teacher's teaching, you don't know, you're not a professor, but you're there to learn from the professor. This is kind of what it feels like, where it's like, I'm just here to learn.
Exactly.
And so how can you take that thought, everyone's in the same place and I'm here to learn?
Well, I can speak with the other people that are there to learn as well, to find more comfort in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of compared to like going into a conference. I would say like being a complete outsider in business and then going to a conference for the first time of that company.
And then, but with it's not really about that. It's about what you're telling yourself. So someone else could be going to this conference saying, everyone was where I am and I'm here to learn. and going into that conference with that mindset, or you can go into the conference with, I don't belong here. It doesn't really matter about the conference itself. It matters what you're telling yourself about the conference. And so if you're telling yourself, everybody was where I am and I'm here to learn, that's a whole different experience than I don't belong here.
Exactly. So I think for me, it's like showing up anyways and finding people that are in the same place as you, or other people that can kind of help you align with your goal.
Mhm.
Mentors, and just like
So I want you to close your eyes right now.
mhm.
And I'm going to say this thought, and I want you to like see it across your mind, like almost like etching it into your mind. Everyone was in the same place, and I'm here to learn. Or something that feels more aligned for you if you want to add something, but everyone was in the same place, and I'm here to learn. And you're like etching that thought in your mind. Everyone was in the same place as I am, and I'm here to learn. Etch it. So when we're creating a new thought, we actually want to not just we don't want to hear the thought and be questioning it. We actually want to say it in our mind as we're like etching it in. So when I'm saying everyone's in the same place, I'm here to learn, a lot of times we're like already ready to question the thought versus like, let me think that thought. Let me put that thought into my head. Okay. So everyone was in the same place as I am, and I'm here to learn.
Okay. And
Like I already feel my crown opening up way more.
exactly. Yes, I can. And it's interesting because like my total end goal of life is like to be able to go back and mentor other people and say, like, I started off just like you. Like I want to look at young women and say, listen, I had 100 different skills and it was overwhelming and I didn't know how to take those first steps. But I want you to feel comfort in my authenticity and be able to take them anyways, work through the fear. And that's always been
100%.
my open the door, open the gate, open your mind problem. So
I love that.
Yeah.
And so another thing, just want to add this because my crown feels very open. I feel like your mind opened up there. As you're declaring, I've always had this goal, et cetera, what I like to do is go to the version of me who's doing that and really connect with her and ask her, how did you get here? What did you do? What do I need to do? What would you tell me? And like really speak to the version of you that's already doing that. And she's going to let you know, like, you're on the right path. Do this. You've got this. When this thing that you're going to go do now is actually going to feed into this next thing. Like she's going to give you advice. So the more you're connecting to the version of you that's already done what you're wanting to do, that energy, that relationship is going to build, and you're going to be able to get information from her.
Yes.
So we'll do some energetic stuff tomorrow, but that's really that co-creation piece of like connect with my higher self, connect with the version of me that's already doing this, already has it. And because that energy is already there, and all your job is just to become her, really. Which is like has been my biggest alignment is like highest self version of me. What does she do? Who is she? How does she embody? And I just become that. I'm just like, I'm going to take those qualities and bring them to me now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would say like, what I would say for a next step for you, first of all, etching this thought in your mind, like really etching it, because I literally felt my crown go as we were doing that. And then also some higher self visualization to really connect with that version.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Yay, I am loving this. Okay, who's up? Jenny, are you still here, my girl?
Yeah, I'm here. Totally.
Okay, let's
Okay,
see
I'll try to power through.
Yeah, I say 10:40 is our cutoff. Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone I'm hoping is getting stuff from this as well as we're kind of going through everyone. Okay, so where are you stuck?
Okay, my whole thing, my goal was to increase my finances, and I still am going back and forth from being financially free, I wanted to earn. First, I was like, I'm going to earn $1 million this year, and then I saw yours, and I was like, oh, I can't earn that. I should make it 250.
Yes,
So
you
I'm
can.
literally going back and forth from that one. So there's that. But then I made a checklist of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that I wanted to do that would help me take steps forward.
Okay.
So one was call my agent. I did it.
Yay.
He's on a cruise, but
Oh.
we're gonna with everyone else's money. But when he comes back, we're going to have lunch. And 2, I have another agent, and we've been texting, so that's good.
Okay.
I have a letter to write for some potential work, so I'm going to try and do that today. And I'm living in a very cluttered home, and I feel like once I just sort of organize myself, that I will be able to be more productive.
Okay, so let's do the letter because that's what you said you're going to do that today. And so where are you at with the letter? Where are you feeling stuck with writing the letter?
I just keep putting it off, right? Like I
Because?
just
What are your thoughts and emotions around writing the
my
letter?
first emotions were like, it's gonna take time to do it. I'm not a great writer. This is actually for some part-time work that will help the flow of finances come in. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's just all it was. That's what
Okay.
it's for.
So let's see here. So what I'm hearing, okay, I want to see how I can help you on your own get to this thought because
Yeah.
I go here already. So when you're saying it's going to take time to do it because I'm not a great writer is kind of what I'm hearing. You said those as 2 separate things, but I'm hearing because I'm not a great writer, that's
Yeah.
why it's going to take time.
Yeah,
And so
I told myself that story.
yes, yeah. And so, okay, I kind of want to see how I can bridge you to here. So when I think of because I'm not good at something or because I don't know something, for me, the line of knowing and not knowing is so thin because we have access to so much information. So whenever I hear I don't know or I can't do, which is another form of I don't know, I'm always like, it's at your fingertips to go literally. I don't know how to write a letter. Google, how do I write a letter? Like
Right.
knowledge is no longer a barrier because we have so much access. And then I want to go one step further from that is AI. If you think it's going to take long to write a letter because you're not a good writer, you literally just put whatever you come up with and you plug it into ChatGPT and say, refine this in a professional tone, da, 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 and ChatGPT will give you your letter.
Do you do that on a phone or do you do it on your computer?
Phone, computer, the
Doesn't
ChatGPT,
matter.
it doesn't matter. ChatGPT
Okay.
has both applications, but the reason why I want to the bridge I want to give you to this solution is whenever we are saying I don't know, I'm not doing something because I am missing information around it. What we want to say is information is at our fingertips. Knowledge is no longer a barrier because it's not a thing about some people are smarter than me or whatever. It's not about
Right.
that. If you're like, I'm not technologically whatever,
Okay.
all you have to do is Google,
Okay.
how do I write a letter?
Okay, I'm sold. I'm doing it today.
Period.
Can I ask you one quick other thing? This
Yes.
is sort of okay. So, I need to increase my financial flow.
Okay.
It's gotten to a point where it's like, okay, bitch, increase it.
Yes.
Except, out of the blue, this opportunity came yesterday from a place that I worked before. It's not a great place to work. Like, he's not a great director. It's in Thunder Bay in the winter, which is freezing. It's a show that I've done before. It pays something, but not a lot. And like, my lack-filled person is like, take it. You should take it. It's a job, 6 weeks. But there's this other higher part of me that says there's something better, there's something more. Yes, there's
You're answering
something.
your own question.
Yeah, but it hasn't. I don't have the proof. Like,
Yes, but so the question is my okay, is so a no is a yes to something better, right? And so we want to go back to this simple thing. This is you here,
yes,
okay? This is what you want, and this is what you don't want. And when you
yes,
take this opportunity, are you, or this thing, are you looking towards what you want, or are you looking towards what you don't want?
don't want because
Yeah.
it's sort of going back to a past Jenny
Yes.
that didn't work.
And if what you want, if when you look towards what you want, then the thought of, but I don't know if it's coming, but I don't know if it's this, again, now we're back over here. And so we want to process those things to build. So, like, maybe you need to build a sense of trust. Maybe you need to clear some other blockages that keep you moving towards what you want. Because, again, even I'm sure you've been in situations where you've maybe not been financially stable. And if you're like, I've already been here, so I'm good
Yeah.
here. I'm comfortable here. I'm comfortable in this space enough to trust my alignment and to continue to move towards my alignment.
Okay, thanks. It's just
Okay.
all the other friends are like, "Are you crazy? This is what you should be doing. How are you surviving?" All of these questions, right? And you're just like,
Mhm.
"I don't know, but somehow I know this isn't it."
Yes, exactly. And you want to trust yourself and you want to trust what you want, but not just by, we don't want to just say no to things. We also want to say yes to things, which is yes to your processing of your emotions, yes to your changing your beliefs, yes to your staying in alignment with what you want in multiple other areas. Okay.
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 Th-
This is okay. Beautiful.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
Thank you.
Yay. Love you guys so much. This is a very, I do want to say that like this living a life that you want, that you actually want for yourself is an intentional, purposeful experience. It isn't an experience that we just are unconsciously rolling through. We are actually making choices directed towards what we want. Otherwise, if we're not doing that, then we are making choices away from what we want. It's really just that simple. And so we really want to be intentional and purposeful and think about, okay, maybe I am saying to myself, I have to do this meditation today to process my emotions, but I am going to save 10 years of wanting this dream and not having it because of this fear, right? So it is very intentional. It is very purpose driven. It is a commitment to yourself and to what you want. That's how you get those things. That's people who are living those lives are because every single day they're like, I'm going towards what I want and I'm doing the things towards what I want and I'm not letting anything take me off. If you look at like, just whoever is rich and famous and happy and wealthy, it's because they put intention towards that every single day, all the time. It's just a lifestyle at this point for them. And it will become that for you guys as well. When you start to get into the flow, when you're like, this feels really good to like process my fear and put a video up. This feels really good to like then have a new idea come through. Because the one thing I learned too, I'll finish with this, is when we have an idea and we haven't acted on it, we're actually like blocking the flow. So it's like an idea is here. Once we act on it, the flow of the next idea comes through. But if we don't act on the first thing, nothing new can come in. Do you know what I'm saying? And so it's like when you have an idea and you act on it, it's like, boom, the next one comes right in. Then you're like, act on it, boom, the next one comes right in. And so when we can keep that flow flowing, we don't really have to worry because as we're acting, we're just getting more and more and more and more. Okay, makes sense? So intention is how you are going to create the life that you want. It makes it simple, enjoyable, easy. It's just a much better way to be like, the fear is coming up, the thought is here, do my thought work, process my emotion, take my action. Like boom, boom, boom. Okay? Can't wait to see your YouTube videos. Can't wait to see more of your movies, Jenny, and your shows. Courtney, I can't wait for you to be mentoring. Sandeep, I can't wait to hear your songs because you guys are all creating this. It's all here for you because it's here to be created by you. Okay. Okay, I love you guys. Sending you so much love. I'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna do some energy stuff. I'm gonna really show you some hacks on how to like um just the energy work for me is just the hack, the healing hack. So we're gonna do some energy stuff tomorrow to really get the hacks, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Over
See you
to
guys. Bye. Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey Chanel, can I can you call me separately for 2 minutes, or can you stay here?